actually with no comment, so I wanted to ask you a couple questions about your editing app.
Oh,
So
sick.
yeah, so what's going on with that?
So basically, like, I haven't really put out too much information out there yet. All I have right now is like 3 posts on my Instagram on the Everbloom page. I announced the name. I announced that I'm actually working on an editing app. But it's basically something that I've always wanted to do. Like, I've always wanted to sell like presets, things that people can edit with, you know?
Right.
And I think like, I never just wanted to sell like a preset online, you know, just so people can apply it into like Lightroom or Photoshop. I wanted to go beyond that, you know? So I just kind of was patient with it. And like, now that I have the filters on Instagram and Snapchat, like, you know, there's been I've gotten a lot of emails, people being like, please sell them. And, you know, that sort of motivated me to be like, move into the app direction, you know, being like, okay, I want to give them that, but I want to give them more, you know? And I want to like add effects and add all kinds of things that I haven't been able to put out there on Instagram and Snap. So yeah, I mean, I'm thinking big. I'm thinking that, and like, I'd love to even invite people in the future, like other creatives, you know, people that already make filters themselves, or, you know, if brands are interested in doing like a collab, like that's sort of my direction I'm headed.
Well, you're already one of the top photographers on Instagram.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because I started Instagram. I think I checked recently because you can check in the settings in the about section, and I think it was like 2012 is when I officially joined. It tells you like the day, the time, and the hour, like everything, and I was like, it was like 7 p.m. on like October something 2012. I was like, wow, like, okay, that's super cool. But
the day that it all began.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and it's funny because at that time, like, I had an Android, I think, at that time, and Instagram wasn't available on Android at the time. It was only iOS, and I remember I bought an iPod Touch just because I was like, I don't want to buy an iPhone. It's, you know, it was too expensive, you know, and I got an iPod Touch, and you know, that's sort of where it all started.
So from 2012 all the way to 2020, now you have your own editing app, and now you also are the photographer for Hype House.
Yes.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's really cool. You know, they're one big family. But basically, a little bit of how that got started is like, it sort of happened supernatural. I shot with 2 people at the house, walked in, didn't even know it was called the Hype House. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even called that yet. They were sort of brainstorming a name. I did a studio shoot with them, you know, the very first shoot as a group, and then that sort of was like the start of everything.
Wow.
You know, the name, Thomas actually made the Instagram account that day and the TikTok account while we were at the photo shoot, and everybody was collabing, posting. We were like, okay, I guess this is a new thing, you know, and we just ran with it. And for me, you know, I thought it was a one-time project, but it turned to be bigger than that. You know, it was like, kept coming around, kept giving content, and then people started like wanting more online, and I was like, why not? Like, I'm here, you know, I'm here to stay, and sort of become a little bit more of like the creative director of like the brand, and of how things like get posted on Instagram and whatnot. So,
of course. Yeah, so are you living at the house?
No, I'm not. So I'm about to though. I'm actually like in the process. I think I will.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I have my own place in Orange County because that's like where I'm from.
Right.
But I'd come out to Hype a lot, you know, and like, say there's sometimes like if I was working until like 2 in the morning and I'm like, oh, driving right now doesn't sound ideal, like I would stay there. But yeah, I think I'll have my own space there, you know, just like more of like a workspace, you know, and like a bed, but I'm gonna go back and forth from OC to that spot. So
you have some big exciting things coming.
Yeah.
For 2020. Anything in 2021 coming up?
I mean, eventually I want to take, you know, Everbloom to like beyond and maybe collab with other brands, maybe, I don't know, like a clothing collab or something, you know, something that is really meaningful. But yeah, I mean, I'm sort of just kind of thinking which brands want to get involved in all that in the future, hopefully, you know.
And how old are you?
I just turned 28.
28, okay.
Yeah. And I started in this whole social media space since I was probably about like 16 or 17. You know, I started on different platforms and they led up to this point.
Well, you started with an iPod Touch back in 2012.
Yeah, I mean, I was already posting stuff online, you know, my pictures on different platforms, and people, like, at that time I had a smaller following, but that it was never really like, I always tell people this, it was never really a goal to be like, you know, sorry, I'll repeat myself. It was never really a goal to like, you know, be a photographer with such a big audience. It was more of like producing good content, giving content to people, meeting people, not only meeting people, but like having a friendship and like working with them and, you know, working towards a goal. And yeah, it's sort of like, it's so crazy to think back that many years back, but like we're still going. I'm still going.
And now you have such a positive influence on so many young teenagers. How does that feel?
It's cool. It's really cool because like, you know, like a lot of the people that I'm surrounded with, you know, they're obviously a lot younger. Like, for example, Naila, she's 18 and like she just moved to LA, and you know she's a YouTuber, and she's like she comes to me for advice. You know, she'll be like, dude, like like this is going on. Like, what should I do to like, you know, kind of this type of decision? And I'm like, look, from experience, I approached it like this, you know. So I'm very like, the way I look at it as like I'm the big brother of like the house and everyone around me. And since I've been in this space for even way before TikTok and like way before Instagram itself, like I like to give people advice, you know.
Yeah. And one more piece of advice: are you registered to vote?
Yes, I already did. Yeah, immediately. Like once I was able to, I registered, and I was like, I got to.
That's one of the most important things right now.
100%.
Yeah.
And I've been, you know, suggesting people to do so too on my stories. You know, I posted already twice about it, but I'm gonna, you know, keep reminding people, you know, because it's very important.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm really so proud of you, and congratulations
I love your
with
mask,
everything.
by the way.
Thank you.
I keep
Thank you
looking at
very
it
much.
like, that's so sick. It's so cool.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your night.